In our first story, residents of Sampa in the Bono region of Ghana and Soku in the Gontogo region of Cote d'Ivoire say armed robbers and nomadic herdsmen are tormenting them in their respective communities. They say the robbers target cashew seasons and attack farmers who travel in and out of both countries. Anna Sabet reports from the Bono region for a series dubbed Porous Borders.
Like most border towns, residents are by no means limited to trade. Most of these communities are also linked by economic, social, cultural, and religious ties. Here at the Ghana-Cote d'Ivoire border, residents of Sampa and Soko express worry at the spate of robbery cases recorded in recent years, especially during cashew seasons. Residents who walk to and from their farms either by foot or bike are being attacked by armed robbers. Yes, they exist, especially during cashew seasons. Even today, someone reported of his lost motorbike and we directed him to report the case to the police. There are thieves here, but we don't know where they are from. There is a specific place where they usually stand to rob, but as to whether they are Ghanaians, Fulani herdsmen, or we do not know. The border linking Ghana and Ivory Coast here in Sampa is just a tiny piece of land. After all, history says these borders are artificial creations by the colonial masters. The people who live here say they consider themselves as one people irrespective of their different nationalities. We are same people with those in Sampa. We speak same language too. Some of us here do go to marry from Sampa and the vice versa. Some of us marry from Sampa and they also do same. So one may cross over to his father's farm to work. Others also work in Sampa. Some also work here for their daily earnings. Moro Abu speaks of how they work together with security officials to prevent the influx of illegal items and thefts at unapproved routes, even though it remains a daunting challenge. There exist unapproved routes, but the custom officers are always there. So it's better you use the main route because when you are arrested in the bush, you go through worse treatment. So it's better you avoid those routes. I have come to the Sampa border from Soko. Here, border business is ongoing as usual. Like the other border posts we have checked, immigration and customs officials work under extreme pressure, not to mention lack of logistics. Here in Sampa, they even lack office space. One of them spoke to me on the condition of anonymity.
Yeah, logistics, that one, we need logistics. We need accommodation for officers. And even we can see that here we are patching with custom office. That's their main decision. You see, this is the general office. We have commander's office. They are all not in good shape. And we also have a training officers here who went for border patrols. And they are well trained, but they have no arms. Even if you can get a shocker or a pepper spray, all these items to enhance our work here.
He also highlights the activities of armed nomadic herdsmen.
Also, some of them too, they are here and they seek medical help as they are going here. Are they going empty-handed? Are they coming empty-handed? Because a Fulani man, by the nature, they are nomadics, and they are in the bush. They try to protect their animals, so they have weapons. So normally when they come here, we check them. We use a scanner to scan to see whether they are carrying dangerous weapon.
Our checks along the various artificial routes created by smugglers revealed that immigration officials are being stationed to foil possible influx of smuggled goods and ammunition. My next destination is the Buko end. This structure is the supposed accommodation for the officers at post. But with no electricity, terrible telecommunications network, and the unavailability of mattresses, officers are being rotated on weekly basis instead of being stationed here permanently. These officials who work here are those accused of extortion by traders at the border. So I asked the officer who spoke to me on anonymity for a response.
No, not yet, because I'm just here barely a year now. So I have not come across that. Maybe if it exists, maybe other commander, but not this period. Because our new Director General warned us that if you have found this, is the consequences. So, but not to my attention. Yeah, in every society, I have bad nuts, but not to the best of my knowledge.
From Soko, Sampa, Kabili, and Buko along the Ghana-Cote d'Ivoire border, I am Anas Sabit for Joy News.
Now, in the Ashanti region, the Regional Police Command has declared a spiritualist wanted as they intensify investigations into the murder of a sub-chief of Menchia Palace. Now, 38-year-old Sadat Mohammed, also known as Alaji, was seen at his Odeneho Kwadaso residence with the Asampong Hene the day he was killed. Now, the two are said to have traveled later to an unknown destination before Nana Kujo was found dead in his vehicle. Ohiming Tewia put together this report.
The body of the late chief, stuck in the middle of his Toyota Land Cruiser vehicle, abandoned and set on fire on the outskirts of Boom and Adiemra on the Dra and Kranza Main Road. Regional Police Deputy Commander ACP David Ajiman Ajem tells journalists 3 persons are already in custody in connection with the chief's death.
We have arrested 3 persons who are assisting us in the investigation. So far, our investigation tells us that he was in the company of one Sadat Mohammed, who is 38 years old and popularly known as Alaji. He was with Alaji at his residence in Kwadaso, and again we have information that they had traveled together on that same day.
According to ACP David Ajiman Ajem, the arrest of Sadat will put icing on the cake in investigations.
So Alaji, also known as Sadat Mohammed, has been declared wanted by the Ashanti Regional Police Command. And so we entreat any person who knows this gentleman, his whereabouts, or has any information on him to kindly come to us. Alaji Sadat is the person who would put the icing on the cake for us. So he's the person we are, who has specific information on the incident, and we want to speak to him. we would use this medium to strongly advise all persons in the region that, and of course anywhere in Ghana, that it would be in their own interest, not to harbor this person, since harboring a criminal is a criminal offense in the statutes of this country.
In a related development, police say they have arrested 4 people over the killing of a policeman stationed at Manson Kwanta in the Amasia West District. Corporal Bernard Entry was escorting a gold dealer when armed men shot him on Monday. ACP Ajem again.
So far, police has arrested 4 persons, 2 males and 2 females, in connection with this investigations. And efforts are also underway to get some other persons who've been implicated in the incident. Finally, the IGP and the police administration, as well as our regional command, extends its condolences to the bereaved families.
From Kumasi for JoyNews, I'm Interior reporting.
Moving on, the Member of Parliament for Ho Central, Benjamin Podo, has indicated that the constituency has recorded giant accomplishments under his watch. According to him, the constituency has since witnessed political, social and general development over the last 8 years after he was elected to represent Ho Central in Ghana's legislature. Mr. Podo mentioned these are the media engagement and launch of his brochure, Moving Ho Central Constituency Forward for More Development, which also catalogues a summary of his achievement during his 2 terms in office.
The 32-page brochure chronicles infrastructure projects in education, water and sanitation, health, road construction, extension of national electricity grid, donations, community development and engagements. A 2-story structure for the whole nurses training school, a 1-story 6-unit classroom block at Tanyigbe Anyigbe, construction of a CHIPS compound at Wotoi in Ho, and the expansion of a Joy FM SIC library are some of the major projects contained in the brochure. Mr. Podo, who is also the deputy ranking member on the Local Government and Rural Development Committee in Parliament, indicated that he aims to move the whole central constituency forward through development. He detailed why he is bidding for a 3rd term in Parliament.
We've been doing a lot for leadership. Sometimes, because of what we have been doing, myself and Honorable Begra, sometimes leadership even calls us to come and sit at the front on their behalf. So when I go further, I enrich the work of Parliament. If you consider somebody who has just come in and you compare his output with mine, you will find out that not that he's not intelligent, but he hasn't got the same experience that I have. So I can be of help to the constituency and to the House. When I say House, Parliament.
MP for Ho West, Emmanuel Kwesi Bejra, who launched the brochure, described Mr. Podo as an asset in Parliament. He lauded his role in the landmark Supreme Court case initiated and won by him and Keta MP Richard Kwashiga for the capping of a district assembly's common fund.
And for him to be seen as one of the pillars of the Finance Committee. Recently, I happened, being the ranking member for Works and Housing, to attend their meeting, and Podo was not around. So when he came, as soon as he came, they said he was going to ask a particular question, the minister, which clearly shows that he is a pillar of that committee. Therefore, the people of Ho Central, the media, and all of us, Honorable Podo is an asset to the Parliament of Ghana.
The head of the Governance Studies Department of the Evangelical Presbyterian University College, Harrison Belly, underscored the need for MPs to account for their stewardship to their constituents.
Once you're able to assess public funds, then we have been placed in the position of a development agent. And since then, they have been in that realm of providing development. So we cannot take it away from them. We cannot take it away from the members of parliament that they need to provide that development. Though that is not their core function. Their core function is in the lawmaking, provide oversight and a representational role. And beyond that, once we have given them funds, we must be able to hold them accountable. They must provide evidence of what they use the funds for.
Fred Kwame Asari's report for JoyNews.
Now, head of marketing and entrepreneurial department at the University of Ghana Business School, Professor Ebo Hinson, has hinted the university is coming up with communication and risk assessment policies to improve its institutional governance framework. The university has been the topic of debate in the last few days after the CEO of the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, Senyor Hossi, castigated management of the university for what he describes as incompetence. Speaking on PM Express, Professor Ebo Hinson described Senyor Hossi's approach as too harsh, but says the university will improve.
True, we are not producing at the level that we can. We have done well, but we can still do a lot better. That, for me, is the succinct encapsulation of the challenge, that times are changing. We're on the cusp of artificial intelligence, robotics, data technologies. So as a university, we have to keep pace. Now, our blessing is that we have a 10-year strategic plan from 2014 to 2024. Now, 4 weeks ago, I saw a note that said the university itself is reviewing mid-stage because we've done 5 years of that strategic plan. Now, with my marketing training, when you have a customer who says, I'm not comfortable with the product you're giving me, my marketing training actually tells me to take that feedback and work that into my review processes just so that I can continue to produce products that have a unique selling proposition. Because the university is evolving very fast in coming up with things like a marketing and communication policy. We have developed a brand new, what's it called again? Risk management policy. So there are things we are doing to also improve the institutional governance framework to get to the levels that we want to get to.
So that'll be it for the latest news headlines.